Okay, so we learned a little bit about different pencil grips, and we played around with how those can change your sketching. So now we're going to work on a little bit of line control, and one really good exercise to do that is by hatching. Hatching is something that we use in drawing to provide value and texture, especially in pen drawings, but it works great with pencil as well. So we're going to try it out in pencil. So what you're going to do is you are going to create a little row of about, I think this is 7 boxes, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll make another little one about the same length but with 3 boxes. So this is where we're going to practice hatching. So hatching is just making a series of lines close together, and depending on how close together they are or how overlapped they are, we can use that for value and texture. So I kind of prepped my boxes here a little bit. The very first box, you're going to go through and make lines in close together, filling up this box at an angle. The angle, whichever angle you use when you're writing. If you are a lefty, they may go in the opposite direction, or if you hold your pencil in an opposite way, yours may go in another direction. That's fine, but they will probably lean just like your handwriting. The next box, we're going to try to do lines that take up the whole box from top to bottom. So your goal is to get them to be kind of similar. I'm trying to do this over the camera. It's a little trickier this way. This one I'm going to do like some shorter bunches. It creates a different texture when you do little so this one was lines trying to fill up the whole box. This one, they're shorter lines. They do not fill up the whole box, and they tend to overlap a little bit. You might see how you could use some of these for different textures in a drawing. What we're doing here is we're kind of working on those fine control skills. It takes practice to get your lines to look somewhat uniform. On this one, you're doing little like clusters of 3, trying to fill up this box, and you want them to go in opposite directions from each other. So you don't want them to be you don't want them to be going in the same direction everywhere. They meet at different angles, but you want them to fit together. So that's kind of that's the challenge. Whoops. Sorry. This one is like a basket weave. So you'll do 3 vertical and then 3 horizontal lines to fill up your box, and then you'll alternate. So you're trying to kind of keep the lines the same length and the same width and close together all throughout. Looks simple. It's not as simple as it looks. This one we're going to do like little sprays of 3, little bunches of 3. So I didn't get that one that close together. So this one kind of to me looks like cartoony grass. But we're trying to fill up the box with these textures. Just going in one direction for now. This one, it's a series of shorter lines, shorter than these and these. I don't know if you remember when we looked at some of the Van Gogh sketches that he had done in our line presentation and in the textbook. He uses all sorts of different lines to differentiate the different things happening in his paintings or his sketches, and it's kind of one of the things he does. So that's hatching. There's another kind of hatching called cross hatching, and it's just what it sounds like. You're going to hatch these same patterns, but you're going to go then across them in a perpendicular fashion. So we're actually going to do that just on these. So this box, remember we made our lines going this way. So now we're going to come here and in perpendicular fashion, so going at a 90-degree angle, we're going to go over our lines that we made. I have some places where maybe I need to do a little bit more line control. But the more that you put in and the closer you put them in, the darker the value it would create. So this one, since they were up and down this time, they're going to go perfectly perpendicular, like mesh, like a screen. This one, remember, they were like shorter lines. So we're trying to do the exact same thing that we did, but we're just changing the direction so that we're crisscrossing over them. I have a friend. I'm on my porch. He's kind of getting in my way. Okay. Now on this one, where remember we had made like the little bunches of 3 or 4 in alternating directions. Now we're going to try to crisscross them. So what you did on one, you're going to do the opposite on the other. So whatever direction you have on this, whatever bunch you're drawing over, you're going the opposite direction. It is love bug season and they are crawling on my feet and it is driving me crazy. But we are rolling with it because it is Florida, right? Same thing here. We had either perfectly vertical or perfectly horizontal lines, and so whatever ones you have, you are going back over them now in the opposite direction. Fill that box up. These guys are gonna look crazy. And then this one, remember it was almost like short little dash lines. Well, now we're going to do that in the opposite direction. And you see how you get these very different textures. So these look different than the hatching looked. These are very different from each other. So this is one way you can change up the texture when you are sketching. So in this box, now that we've done these, we're going to do cross hatching with a variant. So I want you to go from darker to lighter in each box. So this one has these lines in it.